Hey guys, it's OneWorld HD. I'm going to be doing a video on Jack's Lineage. So Theory 32 in Rogers Base also did a theory on this today. I guess it's just a coincidence or something, but this one is pretty different. It's a lot different actually than Rogers Base's, and I haven't really seen Theory 32's yet, so I don't really know how close that is. This is not my idea. This is actually made by Strongworld, who has helped me with a few theories in the past. So credit to him. If you don't agree with it, don't yell at me, it's not my idea. And there is a lot of speculation in this, so don't take it too seriously as much as my other theories. From last chapter, you can see that Jack and Whitebeard look almost identical in terms of facial structure, height, build, body type. So it would not be a stretch to say that they might be related, but the problem is that Jack has horns and Whitebeard doesn't. But if you actually look at Jack's horns, they are not part of his body. They are actually connected by that metal piece, the metal jaw he has. And if you actually look in his mammoth form, his horns do not grow with his body. His horns actually remain the same size and actually are pushed back onto his back area. So with this evidence, we can assume that they are fake. And another thing is that his swords actually seem to come from the little tusk things that are connected to his body when he's not in his mammoth form. So it would seem, unlike Kaido, that Jack is actually not part of the horned race. Or maybe it's possible that he still is. So the idea here would be that Jack is actually Whitebeard's little brother, and that they are both actually a part of the horned clan, but Jack is much younger than Whitebeard, which is why he's not yet old, and he doesn't seem to be as affected by his age as Whitebeard is. But because they're related, they actually shared a mutation, which was their horns didn't fully develop yet. So since Whitebeard was born first, he may have grown up without these horns, and he may have been ostracized, or he may have been rejected because of his mutation. And this is why his family didn't really accept him, and he didn't really have any friends. So that's why he now, or later in the story, he was shown to want a family, and he wanted to have other people join him to be his quote-unquote family. So this could be when he met his rival, Kaido. It's been shown many times in the past that Kaido did have some kind of relationship to Whitebeard. He tried to go after him in Marineford, tried to attack him. And he's also been shown in the most recent chapter to have some kind of grudge against Whitebeard, and he was basically saying like he shouldn't have died, so that they could have been long-term rivals. And we've also seen that Kaido has actually lost 7 times before, so it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of these losses were from Whitebeard in the past, maybe as a rival. And then when Whitebeard's brother was born, he was born with the same mutation as Whitebeard, and he didn't have the horns. So the reason they may have not have accepted him is because it's possible that humans, much like what they did to the fishmen, they may have also treated the horned race as lesser beings, and so they have sort of a grudge with each other, the horned race and the humans. So when they were born without horns, they were pretty much like humans, so they may have been ostracized for that reason, sort of like how the fishmen don't like having any sort of contact with humans, they don't like helping them in any way. So somewhere along the lines, Jack, who is Whitebeard's little brother, once they split up, Jack may have ended up joining with Kaido, and that's why he eventually got these fake horns with the little metal piece connecting him to his head. And they aren't real horns, but it's supposed to kind of represent their race, even though he was born without them from the mutation. And it's also been shown many times in the past that Whitebeard's mustache doesn't really look or have the properties of a normal mustache. It almost looks like it's some kind of horn thing that he just attached to his nose. I don't really want to say it's fake, but it just doesn't look real. And in this picture here, he has blonde hair and his mustache is white. It just doesn't seem like a real mustache. So it actually looks like 2 horns sort of connected. And this may have been maybe symbolic of his heritage. Maybe he may have used this as some kind of like representation that he should have horns when he doesn't. So even though this is kind of speculation and doesn't really have any solid evidence backing it up, since we don't really know much about Jack yet, and we don't know much about Kaido, or even Whitebeard's full past since when he was a kid, it would explain why Kaido was mad at Whitebeard when he died, and why Kaido tried openly attacking Whitebeard, even though he knows Whitebeard is stronger than him. That could have been maybe a reason, maybe they're rivals, maybe he wanted to tell Whitebeard something, or there's some kind of misunderstanding. It would also explain why Jack is so insane. Maybe this kind of gave him some kind of trauma when he was a kid. And the rejection could have also gotten to Whitebeard, which is why he tried to create a family to kind of cope with this sort of rejection from his own people and his own family. It would also explain why Jack and Whitebeard look so much alike, and why they both don't have horns yet look so much alike, and why Kaido has horns and actually looks like them in terms of size and body shape. Maybe not so much facial structure, but that's because Jack and Whitebeard would be family. One way this mutation could have happened, and why it happened to both Whitebeard and Jack, is because their parents could have been, they could have had one parent that was a horned race member and one parent that was a normal human. And this could have been what led to the mutation, them getting the human gene while still maintaining the size of the horned race and the same body structure and the same facial structure. And one last thing is that maybe even the parents were rejected by the clan for sort of interbreeding between humans and the horned race members. And in order to save Jack from suffering like Whitebeard, they could have gave him to Kaido's family. Maybe they adopted him and he became part of Kaido's family, and that's why he works under Kaido still today. Now once again, this is a lot of speculation, so I don't expect everyone to believe it right away. Don't go raging at me because, you know, I don't have some solid facts, and this might not be true, it might be true, I don't know. It's not my theory once again, this is just something I'm going to cover just in case it like does happen, so then I could be like, hey, I got that. No, I'm just messing with you, but I will have at least 2 more videos out either on Christmas or beforehand, or if at the very least I may have to push the last one to the day after Christmas, I'm not sure. That shouldn't be the case, but if it is, don't be too surprised. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.